This is Kahoot. I think it is a great resource to use for formative assessments in the classroom. It is a free resource that I've just been learning more about, but I hope to use it in my classroom for a more engaging type of assessment. The ISTE standards that go along with this are 7, analyst. Educators understand and use data to drive their instruction and support students in achieving their learning goals. And also 5, designer. Educators design authentic learner-driven activities and environments that recognize and accommodate learner variability. So the objective of this video is to show you how to use Kahoot and look at the data from the quizzes. So there are 2 different ways to come up with Kahoots to assess your students. You can first just search for Kahoots to see if there's any pre-made that go along with the skills you are teaching. So, or you can create your own. So first, let's look at some that are already created. So if I just look up multiplication, there are so many different Kahoots that we could do. So if I find one like this one here that has 20 questions, it's just simple, basic multiplication facts. I click it. I can see if I want to use it by looking at all the questions. So you can see what the questions are all the way down, and it tells you how long it gives the students to answer each question. So if I click play, then the students would log on to their devices. There are some different game options. If you want students to be able to see the podium, who's getting the right answers, things like that. I like to do this one where everybody is answering on their own. So if I click Classic, it's waiting for them to join, to be logged in, and then they would enter this game pin. Once they enter the game pin, students students' names will start to pop up down here. And once you have all of the students in your class who are ready, you can see how many players there are. You would click Start. And questions would pop up at the top, answers at the bottom, and the students are answering the questions on their devices. Then you can see the reports. So my students actually took that multiplication and division Kahoot today. So if we look at this data here, you can see that you can download the reports, and it downloads it into an Excel spreadsheet. And then you can see all of the students' data, which questions they got right, which questions they didn't, what their answers were if they did get the question wrong. There is just a lot of different opportunities to see data to then drive your instruction from looking at that data. So there is also a way to create your own Kahoots. So you would click here, create new, and then there are 4 different options with creating a Kahoot. You can do a quiz, which is like multiple choice questions, a jumble, which would be like sequencing, putting things in order, a discussion, where you just put up a question and kids type an answer, or a survey. The quiz is kind of the most popular, so I will show you that one. It's a really user-friendly. The students, you can make it visible to everyone, English. You would select your audience. You can even you have to add a description. So because this is going to be public for others to use. So you add your description, what are you working on? You can even add a video, you can add images to it. What would your cover image be? All of these things. Once you have done that, then you add a question. And it's super easy. You type your question. Let's go with that multiplication theme. So you would type in 3 times. It's wanting to load slowly. So you can choose your time limit. How long do they have to answer the question? And then you have the option for 4 different answers down here. So there is, and you can type your answers. You click the check to see to tell which one is correct. And then you would go on to next. Oh, I don't have any answers. And then you would click this to know that that's the right answer. Next, and then that's your first question. So you just keep adding questions until there is however many you need. Once you're done, you would save, and then it's published. You can edit it, preview it, play it, or share it with others. This is just a great resource for having little assessments in your classroom. Kids get so excited when they are at the top of the leaderboard, and you will get immediate feedback for the students who have answered the questions. It's very engaging. The students don't feel like they're being tested, and then you can look at the data and use this to drive your future instruction. So I hope you find this helpful.